Well, let's talk about how this debate was carried forward related to the adoption, 75 years of the adoption of the Indian Constitution, particularly how Prime Minister Modi responded to all the speeches that came before him. We have senior journalist Ashok Tandon with us. Good evening to you, Mr. Tandon. What do you make of how things went as far as the 75 years of the adoption of the Constitution is concerned? Because the opposition, of course, tried to corner the government on a lot of issues that it has been raising. But what do you make of the Prime Minister's response to that?
See, Prime Minister today demolished all the allegations of the opposition. You know, the opposition has been using this as a chorus, as the Constitution of India is in danger. But point by point rebuttal by the Prime Minister of all the allegations. In fact, he took the debate to the court, to the side of the opposition, when he, narrated the instances of, subverting the Constitution by successive Congress governments over the years, over the decades. And he put the opposition on the map, particularly the Congress party. Because from day one, since the first constitutional amendment and to the emergency and subsequent, conduct of Mr. Rahul Gandhi when he, destroyed the cabinet, decisions, etc. So I think today he put the opposition on the back foot on this very issue of constitutional debate. And I think from my experience, I can, say that henceforth, perhaps the opposition will not raise any bogey about threat to the Indian Constitution. And as you were also very rightly mentioning, the 11 resolutions which the Prime Minister put before the House today and to the country as such were the positive commitments of his government. And that included, not only the development project, but also, he was also talking about the duties of the citizens. So I think overall, Prime Minister scored very, very valid points during his marathon speech and reply to the debate. And the point was well taken by the media as well, that henceforth there should not be any talk about threat to the Indian Constitution so long as Prime Minister Modi is in the saddle.
What do you make of the contrast that he drew between how there were amendments to the Constitution before 2014 and then thereafter?
As we also heard the Prime Minister talking about the, Congress party particularly, which he said will be remembered for trying to stifle India's democratic institutions by imposing emergency. And the whole country was converted into jail and the fundamental rights were suspended. No, that is a slur on the face of the Congress, which will continue to, remind the people whenever there will be a discussion about democracy, the derailment of democracy by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by imposing emergency will always be remembered. So I think it's silence. I think it was a very intelligent move on the part of the Prime Minister to silence the opposition, particularly the Congress party, in so far as the Constitution of India is concerned. So and then he attacked the Congress on so many. He said that then a positive tone. The Prime Minister put forward before the Parliament the achievements of his party, the contribution of his party towards emancipation of the downtrodden, empowerment of women, and all the developmental projects, including certain historic decisions of abrogating Article 370. So these positive developments, the achievements of this government, initiatives of this government, along with commitments on so many fronts which the Prime Minister outlined today, I think that was the highlight of the debate, the reply to the debate today.
And in terms of putting across how not just the letter but the spirit of the Constitution has also been taken forward through the course of these recent years, do you feel that the Prime Minister made a lot of points on that account as well?
See, the Prime Minister was unscathing in his attack on the opposition, main opposition Congress party, and he went on reminding them what all sins they have committed towards the Constitution, what misdeeds they have done and how they have been misleading the nation. And now he says the current generation of the Gandhi family they are taking forward legacy of attacking constitution after tasting blood long back. So tasting blood, which means that they have been derailing the constitutional provision, and that is exactly what they are doing. So they did not follow its own constitution also. They made Nehru the leader when state units had supported Sardar Patel. No, he went on to the history that what exactly happened during the successive regimes of the Congress party as far as his own government is concerned. The Prime Minister said that we own up our constitutional amendment, and they have not been done to further any grip on power, but it was done with the welfare of the country's unity and empowering women and the OBC. So positive note also, I think, was another hallmark of Prime Minister's reply today, wherein all the achievements and the initiatives taken by his government, not only to protect the constitution, but also to ensure equitable distribution as federal structure, economic strength, India becoming, economic power. So all these
Certainly.
achievements, it was an opportunity for the Prime Minister to outline not only his future agenda, but at present what the government of India has been doing and what exactly the government has done in the last 10 years. So I think he scored all the points insofar as the debate on the constitution is concerned.
Certainly also talked about how 250 million people have been brought out of poverty over the last 9 to 10 odd years through the efforts of his government because it's been following what the constitution laid down. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about it, Ashok Tandon.